Is it mature or immature love? In today's podcast, Cece and I, we got something good for you. Stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode. I am your girl, your host, Cece, and I am joined by my awesome husband today. What's going on, babe?
I am good, and thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, this is a weekly podcast where we'll bring you inspiring, relatable, and engaging content.
Yes, we do.
In this podcast, we talk about
love, life, family, relationship. You guys know what we do here, so listen. I can't wait to get started.
Absolutely. So before we get into the topic of the day, we always like to share something blissful that either happened to us or something that we did.
That's right.
So what's your blissful moment?
Let me see. I don't think I have one this time. So what's yours?
I guess it's my turn. So here's
your
mine.
Turn.
As you guys know, we are homeschooling our girls, and Cece's been doing the majority of the work, but she's like, man, I gotta do my part. So here's the plan. She put the schedule together, and so far we are sticking to it.
That's right.
I wake up my youngest daughter at 6:30 in the morning,
sometimes
from 6:30 to 7 to do math.
7:30.
And 2 weeks she's been getting up. Now, the other morning, oh man, she was not having it.
It was a hustle, y'all.
She was not having it. She started crying. I'm like, hey, listen, we gotta do math. That's the plan.
It was hard for her.
But we were dealing with numbers in the billions. So the section we're dealing with adding and subtracting and rounding numbers, but they're all big numbers. So for the last week, we've been talking about numbers in the billions. And the other day, she was just not having it. And that was the part where
she came to me and she was like, Mommy, can I go back to bed? And I was like, no.
Yeah, for a moment, I started to feel bad. And I'm like, if I don't do it now, she will not get to do it during the day. So I'm like, baby, you just have to get with it. Now, here's the thing. What I'm realizing with kids, once they're into something and they got engaged in it, all that feelings that they didn't want to do it.
The sleep was gone.
The sleep was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we were hitting numbers. I remember that morning I had to leave her to do the rest. The 1 hour that we had put on the side and dealing with the numbers, watching the lessons and explaining to her different things.
Right.
Carrying numbers over, taking it from here and there. It took time, but I felt proud. I felt proud because when I came back home after work, because I told her, you know what, go through the quiz, do it. I don't care if you get it right or wrong, do it. When I get home, we're going to go through it. And yes, any one of them you have difficulties, I'm going to explain them to you and redo them.
Right.
When I got home, the first thing she came to me and says, Daddy, I did the quiz myself. 27 questions. I think she may have missed like maybe
just two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was proud. But you know what? It's a challenge, but I think she's up for it. Because I'm up for it. I'm usually up at around 5, but I don't get out of bed sometime 5:30 or 6 o'clock. But you know what? It's a non-negotiable task at this point. 6:30. In fact, I think I'm going to start getting up a little bit before 6:30 so she can brush, shake the sleep out of her body.
It's fine. The schedule that I put together, y'all going to have to follow is 6:30 till 7:30.
6:15.
That's an hour, which is enough. Although it took her longer than that.
Yeah, it took longer than an hour.
Yes, but I'm not waking up my baby before 6:30. That's way too early. And
math is good to do in the morning.
Listen.
You know, you're fresh, your mind is fresh. You just woke up. You don't have other things that's crowding your mind. You can remember better.
Mind you, they both are waking up at 6:30.
Yeah, the older one started working up at 6:30 as well.
6:15.
There was one morning I didn't wake up because I didn't think she wanted, and Cece was like, where's she? I'm like, I didn't wake up. Before I know it, there she's rolling her cart with her backpack and all of her supplies in it. But it's good. And you know what? This is one thing I like about what we're doing. It's that I can be directly engaged in the learning. Yes, right. It's a sacrifice. Not many kids are waking up at 6:30 in the morning to do math. But you know what? We do things differently.
That's right.
And,
that's right.
And as long as she's learning, I'm good with it. And she felt proud. I could tell the other day, she felt proud. She was like, Daddy, I did the quiz.
Yes.
Like, how'd you do? I got it almost all of it right. I think she got it like
and she
80
was like,
or something.
yeah, she was like, after she got the 2 wrong, And she said, well, Daddy told me to take a screenshot of the one that I got wrong so we can go over them. I was like, look at you, baby.
Yeah, and that's what we do. So I guess that's my blissful moment. I'm proud of my kids. They're learning, although I'm waking them up early. But one of the things that we're doing is that we're putting them to bed early.
Yes.
Like come
8:30.
9. She's been pushing for 9. I wanted to get 8:30 to get them in bed, but no more electronics. Once it hits after dinner, no touching anything electronics.
Yeah, and the thing I like about the girls too, after dinner, they've been reading their books. They've been into this crazy character. I don't know what it's called. The
Diary of That Wimpy Kid.
But this book is just insane. Like they
have a whole series of
They do. They go to a library. We do library time every Tuesdays.
They're kid friendly, right? There's no unusual things in there that I need to worry about because I haven't read them. Listen, that's one thing we're doing with our kids. We want to make sure that what they read and watch, they're not like injecting little things in there.
Yeah, because they'll find a way to slide it in, y'all.
Yeah, so as long as we're good with that kid, the book is called The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Maybe I should read one of them.
You should read one of them. They're funny.
Anyway, but hey, listen, we're getting our kids to do things that we think that are good for them, and we're going to keep encouraging them to do so.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my blissful moment. Now, let's get into today's topic. Today, we're talking about something that's super important for everyone who's in a relationship. Yes. Whether you're dating, engaged, married, we're diving into the topic of maturing in relationships.
That's right.
So relationships are like plants.
Listen.
They need time, they need care, they need water. They need fertilizer, they need attention. They need all that to grow. Mm-hmm. But they also need us, who's in that relationship, to mature as an individual and also as a couple. Because if we're working that relationship, but we stay the same way we were, or our mentality, our way of thinking just stay as it was, that relationship will never go anywhere. So today, we're talking about something important. How to tell the difference between mature love and immature love.
Yes.
So love, it's that fire, that butterfly we all crave, right?
That's right.
But not all love is the same.
Not all love is the same. Yes, sometimes it's more about the vibe, and other time it's really deep and real. Remember when we got married?
Yeah, I shed some tears of love.
You mentioned this before.
I don't know where they came from. I guess they just...
It's that moment, you were in that moment. It's that butterfly. When we first met, I had that butterfly for you.
I still don't know what that butterfly feels like.
You probably have... Well, then again, you're a dude. Then I guess men don't have butterflies for women, which I doubt it. I think we all have butterflies when we have that fluttery feeling. That butterfly is
a figure of speech. Maybe with a feeling that I'm associating butterfly with, I'm getting it wrong.
Oh my God!
Right? But look at it this way. Yes, there's a difference between mature love and immature love. Now, immature love is about how the other person make you feel.
Yes, fun.
It can be fun. It can be exciting.
Yes.
But it could also make you feel worried or jealous sometimes, right?
Yes.
Now, mature love, on the other end, it's about really caring for each other and working together, even when things aren't perfect.
Yes, I agree.
It's the love that will continue to work even things are falling apart around you, but that love will keep you together.
Yes, I agree. So now, listen, I truly feel like there's a lot of couples, nowadays, they're battling between the two. You may see one person is more mature than the other one. You may see one just want to have fun and the other one just want,
Maybe they want to build a life together.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's something that, when it comes to, maturing in a relationship, you really have to, and I feel like it's not just about age when it comes to maturing.
No.
Right? It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more about getting older or being together for a long time. I feel like it's about growth, emotional, right? And mental, and sometimes even spiritual.
Well, yes. I mean, when you talk about maturing, it's talking about developing a different mindset.
Yes.
And with that comes, you see things differently. Mm-hmm. You feel about things differently. Yeah. You pray differently.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, but yes, and this is when we talk about a maturing relationship, this is how the people in the relationship start transforming.
Right. I agree. And sometimes I want to say this where you could be with someone where the girl, not mature yet, think that maybe because they're at a certain age, they may be ready. But the guy that they're with, been with so many different women, and they're like more mature than the girl.
Yeah. And maturity can come with experience. I know we didn't mention that,
Yes.
but the more experienced someone is at certain things, the more mature they are.
Correct.
Because they kind of know how things work.
Yeah.
So when a relationship is mature, there's a number of things that's happening within that relationship that's different than when someone just got together with someone.
Right. Oh, unless if you want to just play and have a good time, that may not be for you. That's very immature.
Yeah. But with a mature relationship, that comes with better communication.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Understanding each other's needs.
Yes.
And being patient and kind.
We talked about this last week on the podcast.
Yeah. And that means not just when things are going right, when things are difficult as well.
Yes.
You learn to really be there for this person.
Right.
Yeah. And it's about learning how to handle conflict as well. Because nowadays there are many people, especially those that they have a really shallow relationship. The moment that something tough comes through, they're just ready to split apart.
Yeah.
But when you're in a relationship that's matured, instead of you saying, you know what, this is too tough, I'm gonna take a break. No, I understand we're dealing with something difficult. How can we work it together?
Yes.
Because it's completely different mindset, and the questions you're asking or the solutions that you're providing is completely different.
Yes.
When you're in a matured relationship or immature one.
Yes, I agree. And I truly feel like when you are in a mature relationship, you can tell that person wants to resolve,
absolutely.
Want to find a way to make things right versus someone who just want to don't care. And as I mentioned earlier, it's also about personal growth. And I feel like you got to work on yourself to figure out who you are, what you want, and bring that into the relationship.
Yeah, I agree with you. So when you both grow individually, your relationship naturally gets stronger.
Yes.
And this is where that growth is important, that maturity is important. And when that mindset shift happens, you get to see things completely differently.
Yes.
And that allows you to get to the next level of your relationship.
Yes. And it
so
happened
that
over
growth
time.
is absolutely necessary.
So
plus, let's not get caught up in comparing your relationship to what you see on social media. I know we've talked about relationship comparison a whole lot, but this is something that you got to make sure that you don't let yourself get caught up in seeing, okay, this couple's doing this, that couple's doing that. I should be doing this. You should be doing this for me. No, look at what you have with your own person, because each one of you guys have your own journey. Your journey will be very different than the other person. And growing up in your relationship means focusing on what's real between you two, not what's trending online.
Listen, what's trending online causes so many problems is what I'm seeing.
Hey, listen, I'd say comparing your relationship can cause drama. So if you feel that your relationship is a constant drama, that's a red flag.
Yes.
Immature love is full of jealousy, insecurities, and trying to change each other.
Listen, I'm jealous, but I'm not immature. Okay, I'm just saying.
She's grown, but yes, because when you're running into these, that's a sign that you're in a relationship that's highly immature, and especially if you find yourself in a situation where it feels like it's a constant roller coaster. It's like you finish one argument,
draining.
5 minutes later, you into another one. It's like it never ends. Yeah. Roller coaster, you just go up and then you go down and then you go up and then you go down. When you feel like you're in a relationship like this, those are red flags.
Absolutely.
And this is where I'd say, this is where you need to sit back and start looking, okay, now I know I'm here. How do I go from here?
Listen, there's a lot of people out there. I feel like more women are more mature than men because they're all about, let's work on this together. They're all about growth. They're all about, how can we make this work?
Well, let me just say this. I've only been in a relationship with Cece. So I can't say I'm speaking from experience, but standing from a distance, I've seen both men and women that have done some ridiculous stuff that are really, really immature. I know sometimes we act out of emotions. And sometimes we let our emotion get the best of us. But man, I've seen stuff. So I don't think I'm in a place to say one could be more mature than others. I think maturity comes from a number of different sources and experience, and age may play a little bit with it. Mm-hmm. But I think it varies from people to people.
Yeah, I know. It does.
Yeah, I know. You like to say women are more mature than men. And there may be some truth into that. I'm not disputing it.
We're always more mature than men.
It's just that I've seen some people do some unusual stuff.
I've seen both. You are right. I'm gonna agree with you on that. But I've seen both. But I've seen more men do crazy stuff than women does. Let's be real, okay?
We're more daredevil type, and sometimes our egos get in the way.
There you go.
And sometimes we have anger issues.
There you go.
Maybe we have daddy issues.
That
can get in the way as well.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They can.
So
they can.
Our baggage is maybe a bit more than women.
Yes.
That's me sticking up for the man.
Listen, I hear you. But I'm saying sometimes the baggage is just too much. Yeah. You got to like work on yourself first before you get into a committed relationship, you know? And listen, I get it. No one is perfect, right?
No.
I wouldn't want my husband to be perfect. He's never going to be perfect. I'm not perfect.
Well, I think expecting your partner to be perfect, that's immature in itself.
Well, yeah. But you want them to be perfect at a certain
there may be some trait you expect from this person, but not. Listen, we all sometimes have this picture in our mind as to what we want our person to be, but we have to come to term with that this person doesn't exist.
It's amazing how I was watching this show where this girl was saying she has a list of what she would want her future husband to be. Mm-hmm. Like,
is she married yet?
She's not.
Okay. Good
She's
luck.
She's not
to
married.
her.
So she had a list. Like a list of almost like 50 things on her list. Her husband has to have this much, his height has to be at least 6'5". He has to make, such amount of money.
Okay.
He has to have this amount of business. Like there's so many things that I feel like you getting yourself into where
I'm gonna wish her good luck. Yes.
Mr. Perfect is not out there. No one is perfect. No one is. You would find someone that may have a few things on your list and you got to work with it, right? If this man makes me happy, it's not all about the money.
The occasional headaches,
That's fine.
We can live with that.
That's light stuff. We can live with that.
Yeah.
We talked about flawed last week. Was the last week or the week before?
I think the week before.
Yeah, we talked about, embrace each other's flaws where, hey, listen, if my future husband or whatever don't have all the 50 things, but has 10 or 15.
How about you build those things together with the partner? Jeez.
Listen.
Some people are. Anyway, listen. There's some expectations that you put in place. All it does is set you up for disappointment.
I agree.
I think people, when you get in a relationship, you have to be willing to go in and together build something.
Yeah.
Not have it already built. I just want you to have it all. I'm just going to squeeze in and enjoy it all.
And I truly feel like too, babe, as you were saying this, I'm thinking when we build it together, it's so much better. Yeah. It's like we have a foundation of
it's more meaningful.
Stuff. Right.
We'll protect it together.
Right.
When you get something that's already made, you don't know what it took to make it.
Right.
And you abuse it. You mistreat it. No, let's build it together. Now, I'm not saying someone should get in a relationship with nothing. You got to have something.
Yes.
But don't expect everything you ever want will be there. You're just going to slide in.
Which kind of remind me of the show called Married at First Sight.
Oh, that's a crazy show.
Listen, there was this couple. Mm-hmm. The girl, she's like, well made. She got her business, she got her house, her cars. Okay. You remember that couple, babe? The guy
they ended up not staying together.
They got married though, but they ended up not staying together because he felt like he was coming into her home because she had the home built. She's like, all I want is a husband to live in the home. But the husband felt like this is yours and it is not ours. So therefore I'm coming home to your home where I am restricted from changing the doorknob or certain things in the house because you have it a certain way. Therefore I can't do much.
But I don't think she told him that he couldn't do that. I think he felt that
Maybe
way.
They had a whole argument about the doorknob. That you shouldn't be changing.
What was wrong with the doorknob?
Listen, he wanted to change certain things.
Why?
Here's the thing. I kind of see where he was coming from because he wanted to feel like I am part of the house.
Yeah.
This door-knob, I went to the Home Depot where I bought it and I put it in the, like a change. I get him. He wanted to feel part of the house. Like if he wants to paint the house or change certain things in the house, I kind of see where he's coming from. At the same time, I kind of feel like, this is something where we talked about.
I think his insecurities were taking over.
That too.
I think that's the issue. Listen, if you love this person and they'll welcome you in and you really love them, I don't think it should be over a doorknob. I think this man felt like, man, I can't stay here. This woman's not going to respect me because I don't own the house. And his whole insecurity just took over and he just find little things to create argument.
But at the same time, when you think about it, when a woman have their own place, their own car.
Well, he feels like he can't control her.
Any man will feel that way.
But that's
any
insecurity,
man will feel that way. Any man will feel like,
the girl may have really wanted to have him as a husband. I don't think she wanted to control him or in any way.
She did, babe.
Maybe she had issues.
She did. But I truly feel like when you build it together, when we built the house together, the car, the children or whatever, we built the whole thing together, from the bottom up.
It carries a different meaning.
Right.
So we quickly gone over that immature love, but now mature love, on the other hand, is when you vibe with each other. Flaws or not, you're gelling. You're not just in love for the good stuff. You're not just in love for the fun stuff. You're not just in love for the moments you enjoy. You're in love for the moments that are messy as well.
Right.
And that's mature love.
Yeah.
There's no signs of insecurities. We're just in it together. We're going to do whatever we can to make it work.
Yes.
So in mature love, you're both growing and supporting each other. It's about understanding and having real connection.
Real conversation.
Not just snapping at each other.
That's right.
When you're in a relationship where you at that level, things happen differently.
Yes. Yes. And I agree. And mature love is about patience. Listen, this man has been patient with me. I know I have I know I have my issues. When you know, I know I have my issues. It's been patient with me. Mature love is about patience, about, giving your partner space to be themselves. And I have given you space, sir, to be yourself. Although sometimes I need more space. Sometimes I feel like, listen, I'm trying to fix him a little bit, but I don't do that anymore. In my early phases of life, yes, I would try to tell him do it my way or the highway. But
now I'd say she dresses me up. There's certain things that I cannot put on.
Is that a bad thing?
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying there's things that you do. Yes, she dresses me up. The colors I wear. Yes. I had some clothes before I got married and she was like,
Listen, those clothes were not giving. They were not giving. I had to tell my husband, listen, babe, we're going to have to either donate or let's do something because they're not giving, husband
I'd
look.
say she dresses me up. Like my hairdo, I can't just go and just get rid of this hair. It kind of have to stay this way.
The beard.
My beard, I can't just go and shave it all. Actually, I could, but I'm glad you don't hear about it. But I gotta say
that needs my permission. Okay, certain things need their wife's permission. That needs my permission because wife has a lot to do with. I have a lot to do with this look right here.
I give it all to her. And listen, I've never been in fashion. I'm very low key guy. I'll rock anything.
Very conservative.
She pays attention to things, and obviously, hey, she makes me up in that sense. She'll pick the right stuff from me. So yes, and it's no problem. In fact, I'm liking it. People sees me when I get out.
Hey, listen.
Although there's been a few times she's like, how wasn't there? You were dressing like this? I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, where you going? I'm not there. Why are you dressing up so nice? But I let it be. I let him be.
And this is part of mature love. You have to be able to support and be there for your partner.
Yes.
In every way.
Yes.
Now, in Sissy's case, the dressing me up is one way, but she's been there for me in so many other ways. Mm-hmm. And together we're growing and we continue to build something. Right. And obviously now we have kids. more than ever, we have to build things that sets as example for them.
Yes.
And if we weren't at a level where we're mature, yes, she'll probably just be my baby mama and I take a trip here and there. And there's many people that are functioning this way. Mm-hmm. You know, they got together, they ended up producing an offspring, and before you know it, they're no longer together.
Right.
For the child, they're having to keep somewhat of a relationship.
Right.
But you know that it's not the ideal relationship to raise a family. So if you find yourself stuck in a loving situation that's immature, don't worry. I mean, you can reason with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, you can focus on growing. And remember, the goal isn't to find someone perfect.
That's right.
It's about finding someone who's imperfect in all the right ways for you.
Am I?
Of course, I got my issues, but I know in the eyes of Sissy, I'm still good, right? So, but find someone that meets your needs.
That's right. I agree.
You know, not the list that you have, but someone that makes you feel whole.
Yeah.
Someone who can support you and be there for you.
Yeah. Someone
who supports your goals. Someone who can push you and drive you. Mm-hmm. Literally drive you. Right? Not me. So, and that's what I said. Find someone who's imperfect.
I ain't driving you
in the ways that suit you. So don't go looking for that perfect stuff, because love can be immature at one point.
Yes.
And if you continue to work at it, it'll reach maturity.
Absolutely.
We all started immature.
We all did.
You know, although I always wanted to spend a life with Cece, but the way I feel about her now is different. I've always wanted to spend my life with you from the first time I met you, but obviously my feelings now are different because we're at a different level.
Correct.
Back then, if you trip off and you said the wrong thing, I may have ran away, but now you can say the wrong thing. I'm still going to stick around.
You are a mess.
That's the truth.
But I love you.
The first few weeks I met you, if you tripped, I probably would have been gone.
I would have been right behind you.
Yeah.
I would have been right behind you, chasing you back. Listen, it's all about love. It's all in the name of love, right? Yes. Love is key. Love is kind. Love is patient. That's something Paul wrote in the Bible. Love is kind. Love is patient. So therefore, you know, and also you got to put yourself first. You got to love yourself first. Okay. You got to love yourself first before you love someone else, before you love anybody. All right. Like my friend said, anybody.
Yeah.
You have to. Before you can really love someone else, you got to take care of yourself.
Oh, yes. If you have issues with yourself, there's no way you can be good with someone else. You have to be good with yourself.
You have to.
You know, self-love helps you know your worth, you know, and it helps you set healthy boundaries as well.
Absolutely.
You know, because and eventually it'll make the relationship stronger when you come into it knowing who you are, loving yourself, and being able to give love to someone else. Yes. So yes, all in all, make sure you take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Because if you don't take care of yourself and you walk into a relationship, you're going to feel like you out of place.
Oh, yes.
You're going to feel like because you don't love yourself, you see you have issues, the other person is trying to love you, you're not going to receive that. You're going to fight that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you don't love yourself.
Hey, if you have issues, and those are deep-rooted psychological issues, if you can't be good with yourself. Yeah. So fix that first.
Fix it first. Take care of yourself first. Yeah.
Start loving yourself. Focus on growing yourself spiritually,
mentally, physically,
financially,
emotionally.
Whichever way you need to grow yourself.
Yes.
Because what you'll find, you'll be in a much better place to share that with someone else.
Yes.
Because if you're bringing some baggages, I'm talking about some baggages to a new relationship, you're already setting yourself up.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you want to build that mature love, as we mentioned earlier, you got to start with yourself. You got to focus on your own growth. You got to focus on your own growth, y'all, because listen, when you love yourself, when you put yourself first, it doesn't matter if the person that you're trying to date don't really care about you, don't love you, because you already know that you put the work, you did what you needed to do, and now it doesn't matter if that guy or you trying to be with don't love you. Forget him. You love yourself. You know
and
who you are.
Your ability to move on.
Yes, will be a lot quicker.
Be a lot easier.
A lot easier, a lot quicker. Because when you don't love yourself, you're gonna think that there's something wrong with you. But deep down inside, there's nothing wrong with you. It's because you don't take the time to love yourself and take care of yourself. And that's why you feel like the world is against you.
So I agree with you on that. You know, whether you're dating or you're already in a relationship or you just think about love, keep it real.
That's right.
And aim for that mature love.
Yes.
You know, you get in a relationship, if you know that's what you want, do the things that will help you get to the point where you can develop that maturity in that relationship. You know, and once you get there, that's where the magic happens. This is when you start getting that butterfly thing. Yeah. A butterfly feeling.
If you don't have that butterfly feeling, y'all, it ain't it. You can't keep working at it. That butterfly feeling gotta be somewhere in there.
And listen, don't take this in its literal sense like I do. Because I've been looking for, I don't even know what butterfly feels like.
Well, maybe that means when you're in love.
I know you've told me that, but I have not. I'm still comparing this to like the actual butterfly. So don't take this literally like I do. There's a certain feeling you get when you're around the person you love.
The feeling when you cry when you were at the altar.
Yes, the feeling when I cried. I was overwhelmed with emotions. It made tears come out of my eyes. And I was like, why are tears coming out? I'm okay. I'm not hurt. But tears are coming out. So I guess that kind of feeling.
Yes.
So when you get that kind of feeling, that means you're getting there. You're getting there. That person is changing you internally. You know, when you're not crying, you're fine. It should be an enjoyable moments, but tears are coming down your eyes. That's what happened to me. So, hey, I hope all of you can reach that place in your relationship. And if you are not there, that doesn't mean you won't get there.
It takes time.
Continue to do the things that makes your partner happy, that makes you happy. Yes. And if you have children, that makes your children happy. Eventually, you'll get there. Try to eliminate outside forces because there's a lot of forces that are around you. The sole purpose is to distract you and keep putting craziness in your relationship. Cut those out.
Yes.
Try to keep anything you have happening within your household, keep it within the household.
Yes.
You know, sometimes don't even bring them to mom and dad, because they could be advising you the wrong way. Either way, I'm hoping that all of you reach that maturity stage in your relationship and you'll get to enjoy it for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And on that note, I do want to thank all of you guys for tuning into the Blissology Podcast today. And again, as always, we hope you find this episode helpful and insightful. And we can't wait to hear about your experience. If you're in a relationship where you feel like, man, you've hit your zing. I'm taking this from Hotel Transylvania. You can tell that I have kids. I watch this cartoon movie.
Zing.
But you know, when you find your zing, like they said in there, this is the ultimate experience. This is the ultimate feeling, and I wish that all of you guys can reach that.
Yes.
So please remember to like and share this podcast with all your friends and your family and your acquaintances, your coworkers. Whoever's got YouTube, you can share it with.
Whoever you feel like needs to hear this.
So until next time, everybody, we'll see you. Peace.
Bye.